Welcome into the Winkin Sports Complex for today's out-of-conference football action between the Engineers of Worcester Polytechnic Institute and the Eagles of Husson University. Jake Willett, Owen Snow here on the call. Husson coming into this one 1-1 after a tough loss to number 25 ranked Springfield last week. Worcester Polytechnic Institute coming off of a blowout loss to University of New England. So two teams trying to get back on the ship, trying to put a win together. Again, Jake Willett, Owen Snow here on a beautiful Saturday afternoon here in Bangor, Maine for the Husson University Eagles home opener here at the John D. Winkin Sports Complex. Owen, we're looking at this game here. There's some great players on both sides. Who are you looking forward to on each team to see today?
Absolutely, there's good players on each side of the ball. Let's start off with the Eagles. They've had a strong rushing impact so far throughout the season, and you got to give credit to Jed Lober. Senior out of Vermont, he's got 3 touchdowns in 2 games, along with 137 yards, and he's also a good receiving back with 5 receptions for 58 yards. They're going to look to him to rush the ball. It's going to be a run-first offense, and just watch out for him. Let's talk about the WPI Engineers defense. There was one guy that had 22 tackles last game. That Carter Learned, junior out of Massachusetts, got 27 tackles on the year. Again, 22 of those tackles came last week. He's also got 1.5 tackles for loss and 0.5 sacks. He's going to be one of the big focal points of this WPI defense, and Husson should be aware of him today.
Yeah, absolutely. So, should be a good one. We got 1-1 both on. We got a 1-1 team, 0-2. Both teams looking to capture a W here this afternoon. We will step aside and we'll get back to you right before kickoff here on the Husson Eagles Sports Network.
Ladies and gentlemen, your Husson University Eagles! Ladies and gentlemen, now the starting offense for your Husson University Eagles. Starting at left tackle, a sophomore from Coney High School in Maine, number 77, Jeff Bickford. Starting at left guard, a freshman from Danvers High School in Massachusetts, number 73, Aiden Perry. Starting at center, a senior from Coney High School in Maine, number 66, Caleb McFarland. Starting at right guard, a sophomore from Bunnell High School in Connecticut, number 60, Panos Karatopoulos. Starting at right tackle, a junior from Walpole High School in Massachusetts, number 67, Daniel Nee. Starting at tight end, a senior from Houghton High School in Maine, number 82, Caleb Solomon. Starting at wide receiver, a sophomore from Foxcroft Academy in Maine, number 2, Caden Carrucker. Starting at wide receiver, a junior from Ledyard High School in Connecticut, number 5, Jacob Lenz. Starting at wide receiver, a graduate student from Moore Catholic High School in New York, number 6, Cam Holmes. Starting at running back, a senior from Bellows Wells Union High School in Vermont, number 32, Jed Lober. And starting at quarterback, a senior from Bangor High School in Maine, number 16, Max Clark. And the head coach for Husson University is Nat Clark. And now, ladies and gentlemen, if you would all please rise if you are able for the posting of the colors and the playing of the national anthem. Today's colors are presented by the Brewer High School Air Force JROTC. They are commanded by Senior Master Sergeant Chase Marathier, with him Captain Ava Kopis, First Lieutenant Kim Henderson, and Senior Master Sergeant Dylan Unomsky. Husson University has won the coin toss and elected to receive.
Here we go. Here at the John D. Winkin Sports Complex, high above the field here in Bangor, Maine. Jake Willett, Owen Snow here with you. Thank you for joining us on this wonderful Saturday afternoon. The Eagles have won the coin toss to begin this contest, and they elected to receive. WPI will let it loose with Nathan Napier.
Number 19, Nathan Napier.
Nathan Napier, the freshman, will kick off.
Jacob Lenz and Amari Montgomery back to
Jacob Lenz back to receive, along with Mari Montgomery, two very athletic, very dangerous returners. Just past 1 o'clock here on the East Coast. Napier sends it away. Mari Montgomery lets it go over his head and out the back of the end zone. And the Eagles will start at the 25. This offense led by the senior quarterback, Max Clark.
He goes into the end zone for a touchback.
Max Clark putting up a great season, 487 yards, 3 touchdowns, and has yet to throw an interception, Jake.
Let's knock on wood on that one. Let's hope it doesn't happen tonight. So the Eagles are going to line up. Jacob Lenz in the slot with Cam Holmes out wide. Jed Lober in the backfield with Max Clark. The Eagles wearing their gold tops. Ball snap. Clark throws. Caught by Montgomery, and it pops out.
And great pursuit by WPI to knock the ball out of Montgomery's hands. No gain on that.
A massive hit there from Ryan Hannigan, the senior. Eagles 2nd and 10 on their own 25. Again, the Eagles wearing their gold tops with green letters. WPI wearing their white tops with gray letters. Gray pants. Lober motions out. Clark throws and incomplete. Intended there for Jacob Lenz.
That's incomplete, intended for Jacob Lenz.
Looked like a little bit of miscommunication there. I think Lenz just stopped up, but Max Clark thought he was going to keep going. Results to an incomplete.
Jacob Lenz leading the Conference of New England in receptions with 17. Very dangerous out of the slot for Coach Nat Clark and the Eagles. 3rd and 10. Clark takes the snap. Is pressured, throws, and incomplete. Again, intended for Jacob Lenz. But Joey Leclerc, the strong safety, was there to disrupt the pass there. And the Eagles will have to punt it away with the sophomore, Danny Scarlotta. Ty Census back to receive for WPI. Snap, the right-footed punt away, and that is a straight up in the air. It's going to take a bounce towards the Eagles sideline, and it's going to be knocked down by the Eagles. That was Quentin Riska that knocked it down. So tough field position for the Eagles defense right off the rip.
Scarlotta putting that ball very high into the sky. Unfortunately, didn't have any distance to it, and that gives WPI great field position.
WPI Jack Shuck back at quarterback for WPI. And a quick run from Andrew Canacor.
Ball carried by Andrew Canacor.
Jack Shuck in shotgun. Takes the snap, looking to pass. Throws it towards the sideline, and a reception there by Ty Census.
Pass is complete to Ty Census.
So 3rd and short at the Eagles' 30-yard line.
Make some noise. It's 3rd down.
They're down. Big stop here is needed for the Eagles.
I wouldn't be surprised if we saw the Engineers put up a run. They've passed. Let's see what they do here.
Shotgun. Canacora behind him, takes the handoff. Looked to have gotten a first down. A swarm of Eagles was there to make the tackle, and he did get a first down. Andrew Canacor picks up the first down for the Engineers.
And strong run by Canacor. Good job on the offensive line, too, for good blocking positions. And first down for the Engineers.
CR game brings up first and 10 WPI.
First and 10 on the 29-yard line. Senses flexed out wide. For WPI, 3 on the right. Canacor behind Shuck. Shuck takes the snap. Looking sideline. Throws it sideline, and it's there. Incomplete. Good catch and run there by Dante Atwood for the Engineers, and they are moving down the field here.
Yeah, Jack Shuck playing well so far in this one. And I want to mention something. Jack Shuck is actually from right here in Bangor, Maine.
Little homecoming for the kid. Looking to bring Worcester Polytech in their first win here in his hometown. Shuck in shotgun, 2 flexed out to the left. Shuck hands it off to Canacor. Canacor runs up the middle. Big stop there from the Eagles defensive line, and Jermaine Tyson, the junior.
No game. Eagle fans make noise. It's
Another 3rd and 1. This time at the 20-yard line. In the red zone are the Engineers for the first time this afternoon. 20 on the play clock.
We saw them run last time on 3rd down. We may see a pass here. Tight end, though. Single back. And there they go. They're going to change up the play, it looks like.
Canacor behind Shuck. Shuck takes the snap, hands it off to Canacor, and runs for a short gain of 3 for a first down.
By Andrew Canacor.
On this first drive, they're running the ball more. They are passing. It's working out for them. 2 consecutive 3rd down conversions here. And they are in a very dangerous spot.
Engineers coming into this one with only a 19.4 3rd down conversion rate, and they've already converted a couple here. That's something to look forward to throughout the rest of this game. Shuck in the shotgun, motion across Shuck, takes the snap, fires out. Reception there by Garrett Rainieri. Rainieri down at the 10-yard line.
Pass complete to number 7.
Looked like just a simple screen pass there for Rainieri. And leads it to a manageable 2nd down.
6-yard reception there for 2nd and 4 at the Eagles' 10-yard line. Shuck under center with Canacor, the single back. Shuck snaps, end around to Rainieri, and he will get to the first down marker, but will come up just short. Another 3rd down and 1 for the Engineers.
Husson fans, make some noise. That brings up 3rd down.
Let's see if Husson can get a stop on 3rd down. They have yet to make one yet. Need that defensive line show up in a big way.
3rd and 1 at the 9. Shuck back at quarterback. In the shotgun, takes the snap, hands it off to Andrew Canacor. And Canacor is going to get right about to that first down marker.
Initial hit by number 68, James Boyd.
James Boyd in on the initial tackle. And we are going to get
official timeout to measure.
An official timeout here. Trying to see if Canacor got over that first down line.
I'm impressed with what I've seen from Jack Shuck. He's made some good reads, some good audibles, and they may have another shot at getting into the end zone if it's a first down.
Yeah, the sophomore returning after last year. is a very big piece of this offense right now for the Engineers. And he is about a half a yard short. Was Canacor, so it's 4th and 1 at the 8. Owen, right here, you're in the 8-yard line. You're in striking territory. You going for this, or you taking the 3 points here?
I'm taking the 3 points, just so you get on the scoreboard, rather than just getting the turnover on downs. But it looks like Engineers are going to go for it.
4th and 1. Really 4th and inches. Here's Shuck in the backfield, takes the snap, hands it off. And it looks to have been stuffed by the Eagles defense. Waiting for the official call. And they give the Engineers the first down.
Didn't need much to get that first down, and they didn't get much. However, now they're inside the 10. This is a dangerous opportunity for a touchdown.
Tom McGraw picks up the first down. He gets his first action of the game. We've seen a lot of Andrew Canacor behind Jack Shuck in the backfield. Tight end on the right side, 2 flexed out wide. Shuck in the shotgun, takes the snap, drops back, pressured, rolls out to his left. Thought about it, and he's going to be wrapped up. Wrapped up there by the sophomore, Kane Smith.
Ball carried by
coming from Gator Country in Gainesville, Florida.
And Kane Smith, only a sophomore, but he's had a big impact this season, already having 1 forced fumble. Very aggressive defensive back.
5'11", 175, the defensive back. Census way out to the right of Shuck. Here's Atwood. Atwood motion across, handoff to McGraw. And a big rush for the Engineers. Tom McGraw getting into the 2-yard line. Evan Bourget comes in, makes the tackle, 9 tackles on the season, the senior. 1st and goal from the 3. Excuse me, 3rd and goal from the 3. Shuck in the shotgun, takes the snap, hands off to McGraw, and he's going to be stuffed. By a slew of Eagles, including sophomore captain Braden Trombley.
Braden Trombley, another very aggressive defensive back. Got the captain as a sophomore for a reason. He's a leader on this defensive side of the ball. Great stop there on 3rd down.
So we will see the field goal unit come out for the Engineers. Nathan Napier is the one to kick. This is a chip shot. Snap down, hold good, and the kick is right down the middle, and the Engineers take a 3-0 lead over the Eagles.
Honestly, Husson's lucky to only get scored on by 3 points in that one. The Engineers were making it clear. Trying to make a statement first drive. They were this close to getting a touchdown, but Husson came up, 3rd down, got the stop, only led to 3 points.
So in the end, the Engineers take the free 3 points. It was a chip shot right there. It was about a 20-yard kick right there. Those are ones you got to do automatically. It's just like a free throw in basketball. You got to just let that loose.
And they probably practiced that 20 times before the game anyway. You got to make those, and he did.
Napier will kick off. Again, Lenz and Montgomery. Montgomery on the left, Lenz on the right. Eagles looking for a bounce-back offensive drive after a 3-and-out.
Jacob Lenz and Amari Montgomery back deep to receive.
The kick is away from Napier. This is going to be returnable for Montgomery. He makes the catch at the 5. One of the more dynamic kick returners in the country. And is stopped at about the 27-yard line.
And Like you said, Jake, Montgomery, a speedy receiver. Even Nat Clark said he was one of the fastest receivers he's ever seen. And he's going to be utilized a lot in this offense today.
Montgomery needs to be one of those guys that makes a statement today, this afternoon. 27-yard line. Jed Lober in the backfield with Max Clark. Not to be confused with the minor league prospect, Max Clark. Clark takes a snap, hands off to Lober. Lober going out wide and is wrapped up by a slew of Engineers, including Carter Learn.
We talked about Carter Learn in the pregame. 22 tackles last week against UNE. He's going to be one of those guys that Husson needs to block.
Loss of 4 brings up second down and 14.
Second and 14. Elijah Garnett making his first action of the game. He's back. He takes the handoff. And another big stop by the Engineers defensive line.
Ball carried by Elijah Garnett.
Nate Ambrard in on the tackle there.
Now you need to see Husson pass here. You can't run again. 3rd and 13. Got to look for one long.
3 down linemen we've seen for a majority of this game here so far. For the Engineers, Lober back to the left of Max Clark. Clark takes a snap, surveys, throws it deep. Lenz jumps at the sideline, and he reels it in. Nice catch there from Jacob Lenz to go up and get it.
I think we might see Husson go for it. It is pretty manageable. Never mind, the punt team's going to come out, but I think that would have been interesting if they went for that.
4th and 2 will bring out Danny Scarlotta.
Danny Scarlotta out to punt.
So back-to-back 3 and outs for this Eagles offense. So another punt will be away from Scarlotta. Snap to Scarlotta. The kick. This is a good one. Fair catch called for by Census, and he makes it at the 41.
At the WPI 41-yard line.
So the Engineers
will take over 1st and 10.
Will take over 1st and 10 at their 41-yard line. We saw in the first drive for the Engineers, they had real good field position starting at the Eagles' 40-yard line.
I think they're going to go back to that run game that was working for them on that first drive. You might see Canacor. He can rush out for a 10-plus yard gain.
Motion out in front of Shuck. He takes the snap. Fake handoff. Play action. Caught by Census, wide open. At about the 50-yard line, he will be ran out of bounds at the Eagles' 42.
Forced out of bounds by Caleb Punchy.
So there's that big play that you were talking about beforehand.
And Census, you can't leave Census wide open. He's a great receiver. He's got 112 yards. He's got a touchdown. He's one of the star receivers for this WPI team.
Absolutely. Census we see on the far side towards the far numbers in front of the bench. Motion out in front of Shuck. Shuck takes the snap. Dumps it out to the running back. The freshman, Jeff Quigley, there makes the reception, his first game action of the day.
It was good motion there from the Engineers on the play call. Led to another open receiver. Now it's going to be a 2nd down and 6.
Second and manageable here for the Engineers. Shuck in the shotgun again. You see Census way out past the numbers this time. Bad snap. Little miscommunication between Shuck and Quigley, and he will be wrapped up for a loss of 1.
Carried by number 13,
now for the Husson defense, you've made it 3rd and long. WPI is going to have to throw this ball.
Eagle fans make some noise. It's 3rd down.
Eagles defense trying to get something going. Trombley, you see at the top of the Eagles defense, number 10, making his way, motion out in front of Shuck. 3 receivers out wide and a flag.
Looks like it's going to be a false start.
False start on the offense. So it'll be 3rd and 12 after the 5-yard penalty.
That was set at Lurie, the junior right guard. Just went a little quick before the whistle. Can't do that. Now it's 3rd and 12. It's going to be hard for them to convert this.
3rd and 12 at the Eagles' 46-yard line. 4-man pressure. Shuck fires it deep. Wide open there to make the catch is Josh Castro, the graduate student from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
Castro with the great route, getting separation from the Eagles defenders. And Shuck finds him in the seam.
It'll be a first and
Good
10
play.
for the Engineers from the Husson 17.
Castro wide open. Just got caught in between a couple of the Eagles linebackers and a couple of the Eagles defensive backs. So 1st and 10 at the 17. 29-yard reception for Castro. Shuck sends a core to his back. And that one is thrown out of bounds, intended for Census.
Pass is incomplete.
See Kane Smith with good defense there, holding him off. A little bit overthrown there by Shuck.
About a minute 34 left here in the first. Engineers have a 3-0 lead, and they're threatening here in the red zone. Shuck in shotgun with Canacor to his behind. We'll hand off there to Garrett Raniere.
Complete to Garrett Raniere.
So 3rd and 1.
Yeah, you're going to see Husson line up
3rd
some.
and 12.
Make some noise.
We're going to see Husson really bring out probably a nickel formation here as WVI has to throw the football.
Got to see some defensive pressure from the line. They've been pretty much managed by a pretty experienced offensive line for the Engineers. Shuck takes a snap, swings it. There to make the play is Atwood, but he will not get. Gets a little bit past the original line of scrimmage.
Tackled by Evan Borchett.
Evan Borchett making the tackle. 4th and 8.
Brings up 4th down.
We'll see another field goal opportunity.
Yeah, this one a little bit farther than the first one. Not so much a chip shot this time, Jake.
About a 25-yard attempt. Snap off, kick is up. And he will, that was no good. So Napier misses the field goal attempt.
Yeah, it looked like that one just went a little bit wide left.
First and 10 Eagles.
Wasn't so much of a chip shot like I said, but sometimes you gotta have to hit those sometimes. Although they're not losing, so.
So big stop for the Eagles off the missed field goal from Napier. 5.8 ticks on the clock here in the first. 1st and 10 for the Eagles at the 15. Most likely the one play, and we'll head to the second. Ball snapped. Handoff to Lober. Lober bounces off. A couple tackles.
32, Chet Lober.
And it'll be 2nd and 9.
At the end of the first quarter,
And after
first
one,
score, WPI
the Engineers lead the Eagles
Husson Eagles
3-0 here on the Husson Eagles Sports Network.
Fans, at this time, direct your attention towards the right end zone on the Husson sideline for a performance from your Husson University dance team. Husson University dance team.
Back here for the start of the second. And a quick whistle here by our sideline official. Looked to be a game clock. Clark takes the snap, throws it over the middle, there to make the play. It is Caden Crocker. Crocker gets his first reception of the day.
Crocker just running over the middle of the field. Clark's able to find him. Brings up third down.
Let's hold him, D. Go White. Let's go, D. Let's go,
3rd and 5. Clark in the shotgun with Garnett to his left. Clark takes the snap, throws it out wide to Lenz. Lenz makes the play, and a big tackle there by Ryan Hannigan.
Complete to Jacob Lenz.
Ryan Hannigan, one of the big tacklers on the team. Had 10 tackles head in today and already has 2 in the first half.
Nat Clark visibly upset down on the sideline, as Scarlotta will come out for his 3rd punt of the day. WPI will call their first timeout of the half with 13:59 to go here in half number 1. Again, if you're just joining us, Jake Willett, Owen Snow here on the Husson Eagles Sports Network. We thank you for joining us on this wonderful Saturday afternoon.
It is a beautiful day. You know, we've got 60 degree weather, no cloud in the sky. It doesn't look like it's going to rain at all today.
A wonderful day for football here in the home opener. Scarlotta standing at about the 15-yard line, getting ready to punt it away. Census back deep. Ball snapped. Scarlotta lets it go. Beautiful punt there. Census makes the catch of the 40 and runs out of bounds.
About a 40-yard punt there from Scarlotta. Had some good power on that.
Goes immediately out of bounds.
Keeps it in. WPI side of the field.
WPI takes over at their own 40-yard line. 1st and 10 Engineers.
So back-to-back offensive drives for the Engineers that start at their own 40-yard line.
Go White.
Jack Shuck with Tom McGraw. Offset on the right. Ball snapped. Handoff. This time it's Josh McComber.
Ball carried by Josh Maycomer.
Maycomer, another freshman that's getting his first looks today. Looks like they're trying to get in a bunch of the young people. In this one, Jake, why do you think that's happening?
I think it's just to try and make sure everybody's fresh, because, you know, next week starts conference play for both of these teams. WPI taking on the Coast Guard. It's a handoff to McComber. And a big run there. Wrapped up by a few Eagles.
Third down and short. I think we'll see the Engineers run the ball again. It's been working out for them on 3rd down, 3rd and shorts. I don't see why they would change that.
Very solid conversion percentage for the Engineers. $12:45 to go here in half number 1. McComber sets back behind Shuck. Shuck, snap. Handoff to McComber. Bounces off, but it is still wrapped up.
Ball carried again by Maycomer.
There by Joseph Dubé.
Dubé coming up big for the Eagle defense. Freshman making a big impact here today.
Fourth down, we see the punting unit for the Engineers for the first time. Josh Castro, who made the big reception to get the Engineers into field goal range, is back to punt. Len's back to receive. Ball punted away, a good end-over-end punt. Lenz makes the catch at the 10, moves past one defender, gets up the middle, and will be brought down at about the 23-yard line.
Up to the Husson 23-yard line.
And a good punt there by Castro, and a good return by Lenz. Fighting for every yard there. And now Husson has another chance. Another drive to try to get something on the scoreboard.
Great end-over-end punt there from Josh Castro. Pins the Eagles deep in their own territory. Max Clark with Jed Lober to his left. Ball snapped. Ball intended for Amari Montgomery.
Pass was incomplete, intended for Amari Montgomery. Brings up second down and 10.
So it'll be 2nd and 10.
Be interested to see what Husson does on this play. Do they run or do they pass?
Clark shotgun with Lober to his left. 2 out to the left. Clark throws over the middle and bobbled it incomplete. Intended for Amari Montgomery.
Intended for Amari Montgomery.
Looked like Montgomery had a chance on the ball there. Wobbles out of his hands, and you've got to hate that if you're Montgomery.
Elijah Garnett trying to get this offense started. 3rd and 10 for the Eagles. Lenz motioning to the right of Crocker. Clark takes the snap. Clark steps up, has room, and he's going to get to just about the first down marker.
Ball carried by number 16, Max Clark.
Clark thinks it's a first down,
Tackle made by
but it will be 4th and 1.
Good read by Max Clark there, stepping up in the pocket. Realizing that WPI was playing a man coverage, and he had all the time in the world to rush up in the middle and was this close to getting a first down.
Quick personnel switch for Coach Clark. This offense is going to go for it. The first 4th down opportunity for the Eagles. Eagles fans right in front of us getting a little excited. Clark takes a snap, handoff, and is tripped up. Nate Armbread
Ball carried by Elijah Garnett.
trips up Elijah Garnett, and the Engineers are going to take over at the 31.
It was a risky play by the Eagles going for that 4th down. So deep in their territory. Armbread for the Engineers coming up big there.
So the Engineers will start at the 31. 1st and 10. Another failed conversion for the Eagles offense. Shuck takes a snap, looks deep. He's got someone deep. And Census couldn't get the feet down.
Wow, what a great ball there from Shuck. Census not able to reel that in. But what a play.
A great ball there from Jack Shuck, as Ty Census couldn't reel it in, and it'll be 2nd and 10.
Shuck only a sophomore, but he's playing like he's been here for 4 years now. He looks very comfortable and confident.
Formation switch. Canacor lines up. Screen pass there. Caught by Michael Kowalski.
Pass complete to Michael Kowalski.
And you see WPI implemented a lot of screenplays in their offense, and helping them a lot in getting those little yards that they need to get them closer to first down range.
3rd and 3 at the 24. Shuck takes a snap. Hand off to Canacor. Fighting for a couple extra yards.
Ball carried by Andrew Canacor.
But will be stopped just short. 4th and 1. Shuck getting the play call from the coach.
Evan Borchett on the tackle.
We've seen both teams being aggressive on 4th downs. We saw Husson do it right in their own zone. Unsuccessful. And now we're going to see WPI go for it on 4th down.
Evan Borchett makes another tackle. 4th and 1 at the 22. And another flag. This one will be moving back.
And the freshman tight end, Ethan Frisk, called for the false start.
So 4th and 6 now at the 27. Engineers still going for it.
We saw Napier last time kicking from there. He missed, so why not go for it on this one?
Shuck in the shotgun, 4th and 6. Ball snapped. Looking, thrown over the middle, caught by Rannery. And Rannery got to the first down marker.
Complete to Garrett Ranieri.
Ranieri reaching out for that first down. Great job to keep the ball without fumbling it. And
WPI thinks they got it, and they did. Great second effort there by Garrett Ranieri.
First and 10 Engineer.
To reach out and get that couple extra inches to get over the first down marker. 1st and 10 at the 21, just outside the red zone. Shuck, back of the shotgun. Rannery, motion out to the right. Census on the left. One back in the backfield. Shotgun snap, handoff to Quigley, and he's wrapped down by the outside linebacker, Ryan Bannister.
Ball carried by Jeff Quigley. Tackle made by Ryan Bannister.
Bannister has been here for a long time at Husson. 14 tackles on the year. He's one of those guys on the defense that will always be there for a big stop.
Shuck, motion, sets up in the shotgun. Motion out in front by Frisk. Snap, play action, flag on the play. Ball thrown out to the sideline, and Census makes the play and gets a couple extra yards. Well, the flag was thrown on the play. So as of now, it stands as a reception. As we head down to the field for the call.
Illegal formation, 5 players in the backfield on the offense. 5-yard penalty, 2nd down.
So illegal formation on the Engineers.
We'll make it 2nd down and 17.
2nd and 17 now. Break there for the Eagles.
You had a good reception there from Census. Just it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate to have to take that back due to illegal formation. Now it's 2nd and very long.
4 receivers out wide. Quigley in the backfield with Shuck. Snap. Shuck looking, dumps it. McComber.
Pass complete Josh Makeover.
Gets about 3.
Forced out of bounds by J.T. Wright.
So McComber gets 4 out of the backfield, 3rd and 13. 6:55 to go here in half number 1. The Engineers deep into Eagles territory. Shuck in the shotgun. 4 receivers out wide. 2 on the left, 2 on the right. Snap there from to Shuck. Shuck looking. Throws deep. Tipped and incomplete.
Who else but Braden Chombley, Jake?
Pass incomplete.
Braden Trombley makes a massive pass breakup.
Down and long.
We will see Napier.
Nathan Napier on to attempt the field goal.
It's about a 35-yarder. Ball snapped, hold, the kick is up, and right down the middle. So Napier goes 2 for 3 on the afternoon so far. And WPI takes a 6-0 lead over the Eagles. 6:30 left here in half number 1. Oh, and we've seen 4 consecutive drives that go 3 and out or 4 and out. What are you looking forward? What do you need the Eagles offense to do here to get that first down of the day?
I'd like to see them implement some more motion and play action plays, Jake. They've been kind of just either running the ball or just having a simple 3 wide receiver, 4 wide receiver sets. I want to see them get some motion in, throw off the WPI defense, who has been strong to start out.
Yeah, absolutely. 6:30 to go here in half number 1. Nathan Napier will set it up on the tee and fire it away. Again, Lenz and Montgomery back to receive for the Eagles. Kick is up and away. Montgomery this time catches it at the 10. Gets out wide, misses a couple defenders, and will get over across the 30-yard line. So about a 22-yard return there for Amari Montgomery. And the Eagles will have 1st and 10.
Montgomery again showing off more of that speed. Good blocking from the Eagles. And it leads to a great kickoff return.
Where they will take over 1st and 10 Eagles.
1st and 10 at the 32. Clark in the shotgun with Lober to his right. Snap. Swung out and tipped.
Clark has looked a little bit shaky. Start out this first half.
Nicholas Hemmings was there to make the tip.
Broken up by Nicholas Hemmings.
So 2nd and 10. Ball was intended for Jed Lober. 2nd and 10. Snap to Clark. Pump fakes. Throws it deep. And that one is no good. It was intended for Cam Holmes.
It was a good defensive play from Brett Engelhart. Got 11 tackles on the season and 5 pass breakups. Did a great job of defending Cam Holmes there.
So 3rd and 10. Offense stagnant right now for the Eagles.
That they are, Jake.
Garnett lines up to the left of Clark. Clark in the shotgun. Takes the snap. Fakes the handoff to Garnett. Going right back to Cam Holmes. And it's incomplete. Another great defensive play from Grant Engelhart.
Cam Holmes had it in his chest. Couldn't reel it in, Jake. And it's going to another 3 and out for the Eagles.
So Scarlotta will punt it away. Ty Sensis back to receive. Ball snapped. Scarlotta gets it off a good punt. Fair catch by Census at the 31.
Fair catch called by Census at the WPI 31-yard line, where they will take over 1st and 10 Engineers.
6 flat left on the game clock for the first half.
And now WPI has a chance to further their lead here. Already 6-0. Husson hasn't been able to do anything on offense. Engineers need to capitalize.
All the momentum right now with the Engineers. Shuck in the shotgun with Canacor offset to his right. Canacor gets the handoff, bounces back to the middle, and we'll have a short gain for the running back, Canacor. We have a whistle. We have an Engineer down on the field. We will step aside. Engineers up 6-0 here on the Husson Eagles Sports Network.
It'll be a 2nd down and 5 for WPI.
Back here on the Husson Eagles Sports Network, Jake Willett, Owen Snow. Shuck, play action, complete to Rannery. Rannery has had a massive day so far for the Engineers, Owen.
He really has, Jake. Coming into today, only had 6 receptions for 1 yard. Boy, he's going to have a lot more yards after today. He's looked to be Shuck's favorite target.
It'll be a 1st down for WPI.
So 1st and 10 from the Engineers, 45. Canacor offset to the left of Shuck. Motion out in front. Shuck takes a snap. Play action over the middle and incomplete. Intended there for Josh Castro. Braden Trombley in the area. And it'll go 2nd and 10.
For Josh Castro.
And Trombley
2nd down and 10.
looking to pursue Castro in case he did catch the ball. Luckily, he held up and didn't lead to any sort of penalty. And Trombley has looked to be one of the bright spots on this defense.
Canacor flexed out, offset to the right of Shuck. Motion out in front. Ball snapped. Handoff to Canacor. And he is stuffed at the line of scrimmage.
Ball carried by Andrew Canacor. Make some noise, Eagle fans. It's
Eagles defense looking a little bit more alive on this drive.
Ryan Bannister there in the vicinity on the tackle. So 3rd and long at the Engineers 46. They have a 6-0 advantage with about 4 minutes to go here in half number 1. Motion out in front of Shuck. Ball snapped. Shuck drops back in the pocket. Throws deep. Wide open Castro. And he makes the catch there at the 20-yard line. And is brought down by Trombley at the 15.
We see Castro making a big play again. He's finding the spots. He's finding the soft spots in the zone coverage. First down.
Hurry up offense for the Engineers. Little miscommunication there.
Yeah, I couldn't really tell what happened. Rest with a whistle.
Looked to be the mid official here that's in the middle of the Eagles defense, was holding up the play for everybody to get set. And then the Engineers were letting it loose. So after another big reception from Josh Castro, the Engineers at the Eagles' 16-yard line. Motion out in front. Shuck, snap, hand off to Canacor. And he's wrapped up by Ryan Bannister with a suplex.
Ryan Bannister coming up big again.
Tackle made by number 22, Ryan Bannister.
He has looked good today, Jake.
Absolutely big piece of this Eagles defensive line. So 2nd and 12 from the 18 now, with under 3 to go. Closing in on the 2-minute timeout. Shotgun, snap. Looks for an option. Dumps it in the middle for Canacor. And Canacor will get past the original line of scrimmage.
Pass is complete to Andrew Canacor.
Borgette coming up big with another tackle. Leads to third down.
About 3rd and 6 from the 12. Engineers might let the clock run to the 2-minute timeout.
That's exactly what they're going to do.
And the 2-minute timeout has a cross. Engineers up 6-0. We'll take a short break here on the Husson Eagles Sports Network. Back here, 2-minute timeout has elapsed. Shuck looking end zone, and he's there. Josh Castro reels it in for the touchdown.
Touchdown, Engineers.
Josh Castro, 2 big plays on this drive. Fine, gets both feet in for the touchdown. And boy, has he had a big day, Jake.
Beautiful back at the corner throw there from Shuck. Napier looking to tack on the extra point. Engineers on that one play alone have doubled their lead over the Eagles. The snap, the hold, the kick. No good.
Extra point attempt is no good.
Napier,
Your score,
very consistent today.
12, Husson.
Knocked down 2 out of 3 field goal attempts. However, he can't get the extra point, Jake.
Tough situation there for the Engineers. They have a 12-0 lead with 1:54 left here in half number 1. Right now, what are you looking for out of the Eagles here on this offensive drive before the half is over?
They just need to push the offense. They need to have a bunch of big plays. There's no time to just do conservative screen plays. You gotta air the ball out.
Jacob Lenz and Amari Montgomery.
So Napier to kick after the touchdown from Josh Castro. 12-yard reception there for Castro for the touchdown. Ball's kicked away. Montgomery underneath of it at the 12 this time. He runs right up the middle. He breaks through a couple tackles And a big gain there from Mari Montgomery.
I almost thought he was gone for a second. Looked like he split the defense. Wow, look at the wheels on Montgomery. Good job by the Engineers.
There are those wheels that Coach Clark was talking about. Very dynamic in the kick return. Best field position of the day for the Eagles. They start at their own 45 with 1:49 left here in half number one. Engineers up 12-0. Clark takes the snap, drops back, throws over the middle, caught by Crocker. Crocker's going to get just about to the first down marker.
I want to mention back there on the blocking play, Jed Lober made a good pass protection block, gave Max Clark a little bit more time to make that play to Crocker.
Absolutely. When I sat down with Coach Clark Friday morning, he's talking about how both of his running backs, Lober and Garnett, both very, very strong in the pass blocking game. Clark looks up, steps up in the pocket. He's gonna get about six and a half.
Now if you're the Eagles, you maybe have to look for some no huddle plays.
Time winding down, about 1:20. Clark in the shotgun with Lober to his left, takes the snap, dumps it off to Lober. And it was behind Lober. 1:13 now on the clock.
Like I was saying, Jake, I'm not a big fan of screen plays in the 2-minute warning. I like to see them air the ball out, make those big plays, those slants up the middle, those post routes. I want to see some more of that from the Eagles.
Absolutely. 3rd and 5. Snap to Clark. Motion, wheels out to the right. And that one was intended for Montgomery. And there is Patrick Andrews, the second leading tackler, with the breakup. 4th and 5, the offense staying on the field.
And Andrews had the task of guarding the speedy Montgomery. Was able to get a step on him, and that led to that pass breakup. Now the Eagles have to get the first down here.
Clark, shotgun snap. Looks over the middle, and incomplete. A little too high, intended for Caden Crocker.
Incomplete, intended for Caden Crocker. WPI will take over on down.
So WPI, with 1:03 to go, will take over at their own 40.
Now the Engineers, they have a chance to even push the score even more. They have lots of time, Jake, to get to the end zone and make it pretty much a blowout lead. And it'd be a hard job for Husson to come back.
1:03 left on the clock with 2 timeouts. Shuck in the shotgun. Shuck takes the snap, fires out wide, and there to make the play is Dante Atwood. 4-yard gain. Less than a minute left on the clock. Shuck shotgun snap. Looks out to his left and is wrapped up. Wrapped up by the graduate nose guard, James Boyd.
68, James Boyd.
James Boyd, graduate student, like you said, was able to shed his block.
Timeout. Husson, first of the half.
Husson taking their first timeout with 38 seconds to go. Massive play there from the graduate student out of Corunna, Maine. Again, 38 ticks to go. Jake Willett, Owen Snow here with you on a wonderful Saturday afternoon here at the Winkin Complex. Third and 15 from the Engineers, 35.
Eagle fans, make some noise. It's 3rd down.
Motion out in front from Atwood. Thought about the throw, was Shuck. And a big carry there from Josh McComber.
By Josh McComber. Tackle made by J.T. Wright.
Husson's second charge timeout.
Yeah, and Husson calling those timeouts because they want to stop the clock, give them a chance with little time to maybe put something up on the scoreboard. It's a smart play by Nat Clark calling a timeout.
30 and a half ticks to go here in half number 1. 4th and 6.
But now after this 4th down, Husson's only going to have one timeout for their offensive drive. They're going to have to try to go out, look for some out routes to go out of bounds, stop the clock, Jake.
Yeah, you're going to want to try and get into field goal range for Garrett Martin. Best case scenario, you try and get inside the 30. So it'd be about a 40-yard kick. So the punt team is out. The touchdown scorer, Josh Castro, back to punt. We saw a pretty good punt out of him in his first one. Nobody back to receive for the Eagles. Eagles looking to try and block punt, loading up the box. Snap is away. Pressure. A line drive punt. That's going to take a engineer bounce, and it's going to be down at the 21-yard line with 21 ticks to go.
Kick is down, but there is a flag on the play.
Flag on the play.
Running into the kicker. Return team, 5-yard penalty. Still 4th down.
Running into the kicker, so it'll be 4th and 1 now.
Now, WPI actually might have a chance to go for this one. Don't know if they will, but with the 4th and short.
Penalties decline, so Nat Clark decides to decline the penalty. So it'll be 1st and 10. Be 1st and 10 from about the 16.
Penalty was declined, so Husson will take over on their own 21-yard line. 1st and 10 Eagles.
Ball placed at the 21-yard line. 20 personnel for the Eagles. Lober and Garnett in the backfield. Fake handoff. Clark looking deep. And it's going to hit Cam Holmes for a big gain. Gets to the 36 with 12.2 to go.
Is complete to Cam Holmes.
Like I was saying, they have to go for some of those out routes to just get out of bounds, and Cam Holmes running one of them. Gets a good gain, and that stops the clock. Not much time, though. We'll have to see how Husson plays this.
12.2 to go here in half number 1. Engineers have a 12-0 lead. Clark takes the snap, looking deep, steps up, shovels it to Lober. 5.7.
Pass complete to Jen Lober.
At about the 43-yard line. Husson will take their last time out of the half.
Now if you're Husson, you're going to have to look for some sort of Hail Mary play. 5 seconds, that's really only enough time for one play.
And for any of you joining us post-opening kickoff, the Engineers will receive to start the second half. As we continue to wait for a 2nd and 3 from the 43.
I really got to give credit to the Engineers defense today. Put in Husson, at 0 points going into half when they've been averaging over 20 points a game. That's pretty impressive to see, in my opinion. A lot of their linebackers and defensive backs have stepped up in a huge way. And give credit to the defensive line for putting pressure on Max Clark.
So Clark sets up shotgun. Engineers in prevent defense. He's going to throw it out wide to Crocker. And he gets out of bounds with 0.6 left on the clock.
Now this really is going to be a Hail Mary. We're going to see the Engineers run and prevent defense again. And it would pretty much be a miracle if Husson could find the end zone.
So the Eagles get on the Engineers side of the field. 1st and 10, 0.6 to go. Final play of the half. Big reception there from Amari Montgomery, but it will not be enough. He's brought down at the 22, and that'll do it for half number 1. Engineers have a 12-0 advantage over the Eagles. Owen and I will be back here towards the end of halftime to wrap up this first half and preview the second half here on the Husson Eagles Sports Network. Back here on the Husson Eagles Sports Network, Jake Willett, Owen Snow. We have about 2.5 minutes to go here in halftime. Both teams back out on the field. WPI has a 12-0 advantage thanks to a 12-yard touchdown pass from Jack Shook to John Castro. We have the box score. We have the stats in front of us right here. We got the quickie report right in front of our hand, right in our hands, Owen. What are some things that pointed out to you that kind of were, big glaring issues?
The biggest glare I can see from this is just the possession time. We see Husson 6 minutes and 30 seconds of possession time, but guess how much the Engineers have? 23 minutes. They have had the ball way more than Husson has, and that is a huge reason why they are up in this game.
Absolutely, and we look at total yards as well. The Engineers, they have 182 total yards coming into this half, coming into the start of the third quarter, while the Eagles only have 87 yards. So having some rough opportunities, Eagles offense kind of being a little stagnant so far here in this first half. 0 for 6 on third down conversions, 0 for 2 on fourth. While the Engineers, they've capitalized. 2 for 2 on fourth down conversions and 5 for 12 on third down.
Yeah, that was the next thing I was going to say, Jake, is the 0-6 third down conversion. If you're Husson, how do you bounce back? I mean, you only had 4 first downs in the entire half, while WPI had 9. Husson's got to find a way on offense. They got to string some plays together, Jake.
Yeah, absolutely. 15 minutes up on the clock. The Eagles won the coin toss in the first half, and they elected to receive. So they will kick off here to start the second half.
And one of the returners for WPI, Rainieri, had a big impact in the first half receiving-wise. One of Shook's favorite targets.
Garrett Martin getting his first action of the day.
And Calvin Lambert back deep to receive.
Kick is up and away. Underneath of it is Rainieri. He cuts at the 20, gets past the guy. He's got one man to beat and tripped up there at the 45.
Kick return by number 7, Garrett Rainieri.
Yeah, that was a good tackle there.
Tripped up by
Brett Davis, one of the special teamers, coming up big on the tackle.
WPI takes over at their own 47-yard line. First and 10 Engineers.
So first and 10 at the 47. Big kickoff return there from Rainieri, who has been a real big threat in the kick return game for the Engineers. As Shook hands it off to Andrew Canacor, opening up this second half with a 2-yard gain.
You mentioned Canacor's name a lot in the first half. Has been the starting running back for this Engineers offense and has done a good job.
So 2nd and 8 for the Engineers. Shook in the shotgun with Canacor offset to the left. Rainieri motioned out. Canacor wrapped up there in the middle by JT Wright.
On the carry.
JT Wright, another young defensive player on this Eagles defense. One of the interior linebackers. And great tackle there. It's going to be a 3rd and 5, Jake.
3rd and 5 from the 48. Shook in the shotgun. 2 receivers out to the left. Motion to the other side of the line. Fake handoff. Ball complete. Gets a first down. That is Ty Census. About a 20-yard gain there.
give credit to Shook. He's getting everyone involved in the passing game. We've said Census's name a lot, we've said Castro's name a lot, and we said Rainieri's name quite a bit. He's really getting everyone some love here.
Shook, the sophomore from Bangor, like we mentioned. Playing against the hometown team. Shook under center. Castro at the bottom of your screen. Rainieri, ball's loose on the ground. And the Engineers will remain with the football.
Recovered by WPI.
It's always dangerous, though, when the ball comes out. Everyone's just rushing to it. And WPI is lucky to still have the ball.
I know, and then they come with the ball. I might have to take it off.
I promise I put it on at the half.
Shuck in the shotgun. Ball snapped. Handoff. First action for Calvin Lambert in the backfield.
Ball carried by Calvin Lambert.
Gets across the original line of scrimmage, 3rd and 9.
Eagle fans, make some noise. It's
Lambert, the junior, hasn't really gotten much action this year. Only 5 attempts for 10 yards. However, looks like the Engineers are getting a lot of different running backs in, keeping everyone fresh.
Both teams opening up conference play next week. So 3rd and 9. Shook in shotgun. Ball thrown over the middle, caught. There by Dante Atwood.
Pass is complete to Dante Atwood.
Dante Atwood, great cut inside on the slant route. And goes right to the ground to avoid getting hit. And it leads to an Engineers first down.
So the Engineers offense driving. They stay at the 24-yard line.
Like I said, Jake, more possession time for the Engineers. It's how they've put points up.
Shook in the shotgun. Census at the bottom of your screen. Ball snapped. Shook looking deep. Over the middle and incomplete.
Pass is incomplete.
Colby Nadeau there defending the Engineers receiver, who is one of the starting safeties for this Eagles defense.
Second down and 10.
So 2nd and 10, 10:37 left here in quarter number 3. Census at the top of your screen, out Rainieri at the bottom of your screen for the Engineers. Shook in the shotgun, takes a snap, looks out to Census, and off the right hand of Ty Census, and incomplete.
For Ty Census.
Kane Smith playing great man coverage there.
Make some noise. It's third.
These defensive backs are coming a little bit alive. Now it's going to be a tough 3rd down here for WPI.
3rd and 10 at the Eagles 24. Engineers have scored in the lone touchdown of the game from Josh Castro, who's at the top of your screen, guarded by Kane Smith. Ty Census motions out to the bottom of your screen. Shook takes the snap, off the back foot, throws it to the end zone, and knocked down by Braden Trombley.
Pass incomplete.
Looked like that pass was intended for Dante Atwood. Both Braden Trombley and Colby Nadeau making great plays on the ball. And what a stop for the Eagles.
So it'll be 4th and 10.
Number 56. Penalty's been declined. 4th out.
And we have a penalty on the play. Goes against the offense.
And the Eagles are going to decline, obviously, because it's 4th down.
Make some noise, Eagle fans. It's 4th.
It goes against the center, Paul Saucier.
WPI is going to be aggressive. They're going to go for this one, Jake.
4th and 10 from the 24. Shook in the shotgun. 3 receivers out right. Ball snapped. Pressure in from the Eagles. And complete there to Castro. But it will be nowhere near a first down. And the Eagles will take over at their own 20.
Pass was complete to number 12, Josh Castro.
And great play there by the Eagles. WPI last half
Husson will
converted
take
on
over
both their
on downs.
4th down conversions,
First
and now
10
Husson finally gets a
Eagles.
stop and a turnover on downs. And now let's see, Jake, if they can finally get something going on offense.
This crowd here at the Winkin starting to wake up a little bit after that 4th down stop. 10:20 to go here in quarter number 3. Max Clark in the shotgun with Jed Lober behind him. Ball snapped. Handoff to Jed Lober. Lober gets wrapped up there
Ball carried by Jed.
by Patrick Andrews and Carter Learn. First time we've said Carter Learn's name in a hot minute.
Yeah, it has. I think the Eagles have done a great job at containing him, as you know, he probably was one of the focal points that Nat Clark was saying in the game plan. However, this Engineers defense has stayed strong.
Carter Learn, middle linebacker. Swing pass out to Lober. Stiff arm attempt, and he's going to get past the first down marker. So just the 5th first down of the day for this Eagles offense.
Yeah, it is, Jake. And Lober making a good play, just reaching out for as many yards as he can. Good stiff arm attempt there. And finally, this Husson offense is coming alive a little bit.
Clark fakes the handoff to Lober. Swings out to the left. Finds a man there. That is Jacob Lenz. And a big reception for Lenz.
And Max Clark looking more confident this half. I think in that locker room, they definitely said some speeches. Try to get them motivated. And so far, this Husson offense coming alive. Jacob Lenz, big reception.
The crowd's starting to get into it here.
Sponsored by Zombie Dogs. Zombie Dogs serves up
Jacob Lenz looking through the lens, found the open spot to make the play. Clark, snap, handoff to Lober. And he's going to get a couple.
Enjoy your Zombie Dogs at their location inside Hollywood Casino in Bangor.
Looked like Engelhart was one of the tacklers there. Lober, though, able to get a few yards there, second and manageable.
Engelhart and Cole Dillon tag teaming up on the tackle. Elijah Garnett in the backfield with Clark. 2 receivers out to the left. That is Crocker and Lenz. Low snap. Clark is going to take it himself. He's going to bounce around one tackle and gain the first down. The offense is starting to roll here, Owen.
And that was a good set quarterback run. Draw up the middle. Max Clark, good vision to find the open field. First down for the Eagles.
1st and 10. 7:48 here in quarter number 3. The Eagles offense is driving. Garnett to the right of Clark. Clark takes the shotgun snap. Throws it over the middle. In there to make the play is Mari Montgomery.
Now Mari Montgomery getting into the mix. Was the leading yards leader for the Eagles coming into today. Showing off his speed, showing off his hands. And another first down for Husson.
1st and 10 from the 22. 3 receivers out left. Cam Holmes, the only receiver to the right. Snap. Throwing end zone to Holmes. And it's there! Cam Holmes reels it in.
Great ball by Max Clark. Finds Cam Holmes, who bodies and is able to find position over the defender and reels it in on the back end for a touchdown.
Cam Holmes said, "You can't see me," makes the touchdown catch, and this Winkin complex is coming alive. Garrett Martin looking to tack on the extra point. Snap, hold, kick, up, and good.
Extra point is good by Garrett Martin.
And now Husson has made it a one-possession game just like that.
WPI Engineers 12, Husson
Very
Eagles
good
7.
offensive drive from Coach Clark's Eagles. And it is 12-7 with 7:06 to go here in quarter number 3.
Let's give credit to Max Clark, Jake. He's looking more poised out there. He's making good reads, and he's showing off his feet, running the ball. He's looking way more confident than he did in the first half.
Indeed, very much indeed. Max Clark looking like he's having fun out there. That's the thing. When you have fun out there, you're going to play better.
And I think the whole team's having fun, Jake. They're all playing good. They're all having fun. You can see them on the sideline. They were celebrating to themselves, but this game's not over yet. They got to score another one.
Absolutely. Garrett Martin to kick it away. Lambert and Rainieri back to receive. Kick is up and away, and it's a good one. Rainieri inside the 10, and it pops out. And a big tackle. A massive tackle from the junior Jack Archer.
And the special teams looking good out there. And that puts WPI in bad field position. And now they've got a long ways to go to get to that end zone.
WPI takes over on their own 15-yard line. 1st and 10 Engineers.
So Shook, standing at his own 10-yard line in the shotgun, takes the snap. Quick pass out to the left. And another big tackle by this Eagles defense.
It's going to be Ryan Bannister again. He has been so good today. That's no gain on that one.
Dante Atwood immediately met by Bannister.
And Ryan Bannister. No gain.
About 6.5 to go. Here in quarter number 3, Eagles down 12-7 right now. Shook in the shotgun. 2 receivers out to the left at the top of your screen. Throws to one of them. It is Atwood. And there to make the tackle is Charles Ponte. Caleb Ponte, excuse me.
Caleb Ponte making a good play. They were doing a screenplay to Atwood, and Ponte able to find the open hole and make that tackle.
So 3rd and 3. Big play here. Two backs in the backfield along with Shook. He takes the snap, looking to throw. Fires one sidearm. And there to make the catch is Census.
As complete. Census.
And they are going to give Census the first down.
It's enough for a first down. 1st and 10 Engineers.
Census with a good possession catch there. Had to really reel that one in. You can't drop that one. And he makes a good play for the first down.
So 1st and 10 for WPI. Rainieri, motion out wide. Guarded by Ponte at the bottom of your screen. Shook takes the snap. Throws it. There to make the play is Tom McGraw, but was immediately met by Kane Smith.
Smith, good pursuit there. Doesn't let anything happen and leads to a no-gain play. We've said Smith's name quite a bit in this one, Jake.
Absolutely. Him and Bannister have been flying all over the field for this Eagles defense. 2nd and 10 from the 26. 2 receivers to the right. 1 out to the left of Shook. Shook in the shotgun. He takes the snap. Play action. Wolves out to his left, and the throw. And there's flags on the play. It was intended for Josh Castro.
I think they might call a pass interference on Smith. A little bit of contact there on the play. We'll have to see about the refs, what they decide.
Pass interference, defense number 8, 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
On the button.
Correction, ball will be placed at the spot of the foul, first down.
So ball will be placed at the spot of the foul, so the ball will be set at the 40. First and 10 for the Engineers.
And Smith, you know, he's just trying to make a play on the ball. He's trying not to let Castro catch that one, but you can't use that much contact, that much pushing. It's going to lead to a pass interference.
So Shook in the shotgun, first and 10. Snap, handoff to McComber. And he's going to be wrapped up by Kane Smith and others.
Ball was carried by Josh Maycomber. Tackle made by Ryan Bannister and Kane Smith.
Bannister, another tackle in the day.
2-yard gain brings up second down and 8.
He has been really good. Been everywhere on the field.
Second and 8 from the 42. Rainieri motions, takes the touch pass to the end. And Kane Smith again.
Pass complete to Garrett Rainieri.
Kane Smith showing a lot of heart, especially in this second half.
Forced out of bounds.
Has made a couple good defensive plays.
Eagle fans make
He's
some
showing why
noise.
he
It's
wants to win.
third down.
Stan's starting to rumble over in front of us.
Oh, they're as hype. They're hype right now. And Eagles have another chance.
Third and 8. Shook takes the snap. Looking to pass. Throws over the middle to Rainieri. And he's not going to get a first down as the Eagles come up huge.
JT Wright on the tackle. Doesn't let anything past him.
JT Wright.
So it'll be 4th and 1 from the 49. And after a little consideration from the Engineers, they will decide to punt it away.
And that's probably the right option. Husson showing a lot of momentum on offense. If you don't get that 4th down conversion, Husson has great field position.
We are under 2 minutes here in the third quarter. Jacob Lenz back to receive.
Josh Castro back deep to kick.
Ball snapped to Castro. He rolls out to the right, and he's going to punt it away, and it's going to land out of bounds. Pressure there. Pressure there by Colby Nadeau.
Kick goes out of bounds at the Husson 28-yard line.
Now Husson with pretty reasonable ways to
It'll
go.
be first and 10
However,
Eagles.
this offense was rolling last time around, and I think they have that momentum taken to this drive.
First and 10. Ball handoff. And he's met at the line by Nate Ambard.
Ball carried by Jed Lober.
We talked about Amhart last half, how he made a great pass breakup, and now on the other side, making that tackle for loss.
Loss of 3 brings up second down and 13.
So loss of 3, so it'll be 2nd and 13 from the 25. Clark with Garnett to his right. Holmes at the bottom of your screen with Montgomery, Lenz, and Crocker from bottom to top on the left, on the top of your screen. And Clark trying to step up. And he's tackled, ball is out. WPI thinks they have it. And the Eagles recovered. So it's 3rd and 13 from the 25, under 40 seconds to go here in quarter number 3.
And now you got to look for that deep ball. I think the Eagles need to convert on this 3rd down.
Eagles going 20 personnel with Garnett and Lober. Holmes at the bottom of your screen with Crocker and Lenz up top. Ball snapped. Moves around Erhard, and it's picked off. Picked off by Patrick Andrews.
Patrick Andrews was able to get a step on the Eagles receiver, and that is a huge play for the Engineers.
Absolutely. They're going to take over at the Eagles' 30-yard line with 12.9 seconds to go.
We talked about Max Clark not throwing an interception until before today, and he throws his first one of the season.
Shook, shotgun, takes the snap, looking to the right, throws it deep. He's got Census. Census goes up, and it's incomplete. Colby Nadeau there to make Caleb Ponte to make the stop. Census was looking for a flag.
Census, a very explosive receiver. Ponte with the tough matchup. However, he gets the better of him and stops a huge play.
Flag on the play before the snap.
Substitution infraction, 12 players in the field on the offense.
Too many men on the field for WPI. So it'll be 2nd and 15 from the 30.
And we've seen the Engineers commit quite a few penalties today. Hasn't cost them too much, but you got to stay more disciplined.
So 2nd and 15 from the Husson 35-yard line. Ball snapped. Handoff to Canacor. And he's going to push to try and get to the original line of scrimmage. And that'll do it for quarter number 3. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back for the 4th quarter here right on the flash on the Husson Eagles Sports Network. Back here for the start of the 4th. Field has been flipped. Shook. Takes a snap, has a man in his face. And a missed tackle there from Bannister.
That's complete to Jeff Quigley.
But a couple of his teammates there to
Make
make
some
the
noise,
stop.
Eagle fans. It is 4th down.
Now 4th down.
4th and 9 from the 30, from the 29.
And Jake, we're going to see the offense come out here, kind of do deep the punt, and kind of too far to kick a field goal. So let's see what the Engineers can do.
Castro takes the end around. And he's going to throw it. And there to May. Oh, and it's incomplete. Castro looking for Census.
Pass is incomplete, intended for Ty Census.
Engineers going for the good old trick play. Castro with the big throw. Unfortunately, Census not able to reel that one in. And a big stop for the Eagles.
So the Eagles are going to take over on offense at their own 29. 14:08 left here in the contest. Twenty personnel. Lober to the left of Clark. Garnett to the right. Handoff to Elijah Garnett. Big run from Garnett. He's going to get 11 for a first down.
And Garnett, very physical running back. If you remember back in 2023, he rushed for over 1,300 yards as an Eagle, coming back for his graduate year. And he is so good, Jake.
Very good. We'll see those two on the flip sides. Lober to the right. Another handoff to Garnett. Garnett's going to get wrapped up.
Ball carried by Elijah Garnett.
By Nate Ambrard,
Tackle made by Nate.
who we've been mentioning a lot. He's been very good in this front seven for the Engineers.
Yeah, he has. Nate Ambrard, the nose guard. The senior as well. Only had 8 tackles, 2 TFLs. But he has shown his prowess today.
Clark takes the snap. Looking for Lenz. He's wide open in the middle of the field. Gets by one defender to the 20. Running to the sideline to the 15. Gets tackled out of bounds at the 10. Jacob Lenz.
What a route by Jacob Lenz. Finds the soft spot in the zone coverage, and then the run after catch. Great vision by Lenz. Huge play.
It is first and goal for the Eagles at the 9. Clark, shotgun. Garnett to his right. Throws it. End zone. Touchdown! Eagles! Bang!
Cam Holmes, second touchdown of the day. He has been electric for the Eagles. And now they're up in this game, Jake.
Electric is an understatement, Owen. 13-12. 12:15 to go.
What a turnaround this half for the Eagles offense. 0 points going into the half, and now suddenly they have 13 looking for 14.
The offense stays on the field, going for 2. Clark, shotgun. Garnett to his right. Bad snap. Clark is going to fall on it at the 20.
2-point conversion is
So the 2-point conversion doesn't go the way of the Eagles, but they have the lead 13-12 with 12:15 to go.
And now now if you're the Eagles defense, you gotta contain the likes of Ty Census, Josh Castro, and Garrett Rainieri. And you gotta find a way to get to Shook, the quarterback. This Eagles defense is gonna have to come up big.
13-12. Momentum is flipped on its head. Cam Holmes, 2 touchdowns on the day. Garrett Martin lining it up at the 35. Rainieri and Lambert back to receive for the Engineers.
Garrett Martin set to kick off. Calvin Lambert and Garrett Rainieri back deep to receive.
Ball kicked away by Martin. There to make the catch is Lambert at the 12. Bounces out to the right. And it's going to get brought down at the 28.
Kick return by Calvin Lambert. Taken down by Brett Davis.
By Brett Davis. Brett Davis has made a couple tackles here on special teams for Coach Clark and the Eagles.
WPI will take over on their own 29-yard line. First and 10 Engineers.
So 1st and 10 for the Engineers at the 29.
Go White.
First and 10 for Shook. Shook takes the snap, hands it off to Canacor. And he's going to get met right at the line for a minimal gain.
And the Eagles defense all bodying up in there. Doesn't let Canacor get too many yards.
2nd and 3 from the 32.
3-yard gain brings up 2nd down and 7.
Let's go White.
Shook in the shotgun. Canacor behind. Snap. And he's going to get sacked. Joseph Dubé comes up huge. Comes through the middle of the offensive line untouched.
Joseph Dubé, the freshman nose guard. Nobody blocking him, and he gets the Shook. And now it's a 3rd and 15.
Massive play there by the freshman, making his name known on this Eagles defense. Quick formation shift. Shook in the shotgun. Looking deep. Throws it. Caught by Castro. And he's going to be wrapped up by Kane Smith.
Kane Smith, great tackle there. He doesn't let Castro get any extra yards. And now it's a 4th and mid.
4th and 6 for the Engineers. The
Jake,
punt unit on.
Again, you probably don't want to go for it, as if it's unsuccessful, Husson has great field position.
Lenz back to receive.
Back to punt is Josh Castro.
Castro to punt.
Jacob Lenz back to
Lenz very dangerous on the return game. Two-headed monster between him and Mari Montgomery. Ball snapped. Punt is away. Great punt. And that's going to take the bounce of an Engineer. And it's going to drop inside the 10. Lenz picks it up inside the 10. And he's going to get wrapped up by multiple Engineers.
It looked like he just stepped out of bounds there, or else he was gone.
Steps out of bounds at the 14.
kick returned by Jacob Lenz.
So a great punt
Out of bounds at
from
the
Josh
15-yard
Castro.
line where they will take over.
First and 10 from the Eagles 15.
Eagles have strung up a couple good drives in this half, scoring on both of them. And they have all the momentum in the world as they have Garnett lining up back.
Garnett behind Clark in the shotgun. Handoff to Elijah Garnett. He moves out to the right, and he's going to be wrapped up there by Carter Learn.
Ball carried by Elijah
Carter Learn, the
Garnett.
medicine linebacker. Like we've said before, 22 tackles just last week alone.
No gain in the play, brings up
And we've said his
second down
names
and
now. We've said his name now a couple times.
So 2nd and 10, no gain for Elijah Garnett. 4 receivers set. Lober to the right of Clark in the shotgun. He takes the snap. He's going to throw. He's going to look for Cam Holmes. And another big catch by Cam Holmes.
And Cam Holmes getting great body position on Engelhardt. And he gets his feet in for the first down. And Cam Holmes, you couldn't have asked for a better second half from him.
29-yard reception from Holmes. The grad student Hand off to Lober. He's going to get met at the line
Jed Lober on the carry.
for a minimal gain. 2nd and 8 from the 46.
Carter Learned on the tackle. 2-yard gain brings up 2nd down and 8.
Carter Learned back in action to make the tackle. 2nd and 8. Holmes at the bottom of your screen. On Engelhart. Ball snapped to Clark. Clark evades the pocket. Throws on the run. And is picked off by Ryan Hannigan. There is a flag on the far side of the field.
There is a flag down on the play.
We'll have to see what the refs call that flag on. It was on the far left side of the field.
So ineligible receiver downfield against the Eagles.
By Ryan Hannigan.
So 1st and 10 from the 34-yard line.
And Ryan Hannigan, one of the big X factors on the in the defensive back with the defensive backs, as he has 2 interceptions. Make that 3 now. Boy, he's putting together a good season, Jake.
Both the interceptions heading into this one were against University of New England last week. So 1st and 10 from the 34. Engineers down 1 with 8 minutes to go. Shook, shotgun. Rainieri motions out to the right. And another sack for the Eagles defense.
Quarterback is sacked.
That sack was made by Drew Cruz, the junior out of Hamden, Maine. Gets the Shook and leads to a 1-yard loss.
So 2nd and 11. Back-to-back possessions with a sack for this Eagles defense. Shook, 2nd and 11. He is in the shotgun. He's got census up top of your screen. Ball snapped. It's going to be a run by Shook. And he's going to get hit. Very solid hit in the middle of the field there by Braden Trombley. And it'll be 3rd and 2.
Ball carried by Jack Shook.
Yeah, and Shook making the risky decision to step up in the pocket and run away. But he does get a few yards for this Engineers offense, and now it's 3rd and short.
3rd and 1 from the 43. See Jeremiah Hill, the bottom of your screen. He just checked in for Kane Smith. Bottom of your screen, he's going to have the task of guarding Ty Census. 2 backs in the backfield. Shook takes the snap. He's going to hand it off to Canacor, and he's going to get more than enough for a 1st down.
Ball carried by Andrew Canacor. Malcolm McKinnon and Joe Doobie in on the tackle.
Canacor didn't need much, like you said, to get that 1st down. He gets plenty. He's able to keep this drive alive for the Engineers.
Absolutely. 1st and 10 from their own 46. Canacor, single back. Shook, shotgun, takes the snap, hands it off to Canacor. He's going to get tripped up by James Boyd, who's had a massive day on that D-line for the Eagles, Owen.
Yes, he has. Already has a sack and a TFL, and he gets a strong tackle on Canacor. The graduate student showing his intelligence and his leadership on this defense.
2nd and 10 from the 46, 5:24 to go. Shook, shotgun. 1 back, 3 receiver set. Ball snapped. Hand off to Canacor, and he's going to get met behind the line of scrimmage by, you guessed it, Ryan Bannister.
Bannister. How many times have we said his name, Jake? It feels like 20 times. Another Great tackle for loss. Ryan Bannister. Who else?
Say his name and he appears. I believe in Ryan Bannister. 3rd down and 12. Just about 4.5 to go. From the Engineers 44. Shook. Shotgun. 3 down lineman takes the snap. Ball thrown. And out of the reach. Incomplete. That was intended for Dante Atwood.
Shook just not able to match up with Atwood on that catch. Just a little bit out of his reach. And now it's 4th down.
4th and 12.
Yeah, you're going to have to punt that. You're going to have to hope you get another try before the end of this one, as there's 4 minutes left, and Husson can easily chew the clock.
Punt team is on. It'll be Josh Castro. Jacob Lenz back to receive. 10 on the play clock. Ball snapped at 7. End over end punt. That's going to take a bounce for the Engineers and out at the 20.
Out of bounds at the Husson 19-yard line.
I think we're going to see Husson run the ball a lot. Less than 5 minutes left in the game. They have the lead. You got to chew as much clock as you can.
Defensive coaches down in front of us here on the sideline. They are fired up. Clark takes the snap. First time we've seen Caleb Solomon get into this action today. First reception of the day for the tight end.
5-yard gain.
Senior from Holton, Maine.
And a big dude too, 6'3". He's one of the taller players on this offense, as he can reach up and rise up, get those contested catches.
3:45 to go. 2nd and 5. Lober to the left of Clark. Bunch formation. Lober check, motions out wide. Clark steps up in the pocket, and he's going to get met. He gets met back there by John Lavinio.
By Seth B.A. and John Lavinio.
Seth Bia and John Lavinio.
Yeah, and that's a huge play for the Engineers. You had to have not let up, and they did a good job at pursuing Max Clark, and now it's going to be tough for him.
3rd and 8 from the 22. Clark takes the snap. He's going to. He can't connect with Cam Holmes. So it'll be 3 and out for the Eagles, and the punt team will head on.
Not the drive you wanted from the Eagles. They tried on some Russian plays. They didn't get anything. Clark tries to find Holmes, nothing. And now, unfortunately, they will have to punt this.
Danny Scarlata.
Back deep to punt.
Scarlata, first punt of the half. Takes the snap. And he's going to let that one go. End over end. It's going to bounce at the 40. And it's going to take an Engineer bounce. And be down at the 35.
That punt gives WPI great field position. And now they have the chance to even settle on a field goal. That can put them up in the lead.
2:47 to go.
Kick is down at the Husson 36-yard line, where WPI will take over. 1st and 10 Engineers.
A 16-yard punt from Danny Scarlata. Shook. Shotgun. Shift on the D-line. Shook. Back to throw. He's going to find Josh Castro. And he's going to be tackled at the 18 for a 1st down.
And Castro trying to fight for every yard. Broke a tackle. Was able to complete more yardage on that one. Now it's a 1st and 10 in the red zone.
1st and 10 from the 16. Excuse me, 1st and 10 from the 18.
WPI in a dangerous place now. Like I said, they only need a field goal to take this lead.
As we hit the 2-minute timeout, Engineers threatening. Eagles up 13-12 here on the Husson Eagles Sports Network. Back here on the Husson Eagles Sports Network. 2 minutes left in this contest. The Engineers, 1st and 10 on the 18. Shook in the shotgun. Takes the snap. Hands it off. And it's batted down. Try to do an end around. And that's going to be a tackle for loss.
That was a broken play there. Trying to go for the trick play like they did a couple drives ago. And unfortunately, they're not able to corral the ball. And unfortunately, that leads to a huge loss on that play.
Ryan Bannister was there for the tackle. 1:25 to go. 2nd and 15 from the 23. Snap. Pressure from Bannister. Throw up. And it's incomplete, but a flag on the play. And it's going to go against the Eagles.
Kane Smith with his 2nd penalty of the half. First, the pass interference in the 3rd quarter, and now we've got a holding. Like I said, he's aggressive, but you got to realize when to stay disciplined, and that's going to cost Husson in a huge way.
So 1st and 10 from the 13 after the 10-yard holding penalty.
That stops the clock for the Engineers.
1:14 to go, 3 timeouts. Shook, shotgun, takes the snap, handoff to Canacor. Excuse me, McComber. Josh McComber was the one to receive the handoff there. 1:07 to go.
Josh McComber, tackle made by Joe Doobie.
Timeout. Husson, your first of the half.
And we got a Husson University timeout with 1:07 to go. Second and 14.
And you have to call timeouts to stop that clock, or else the Engineers are just going to keep running the clock until they kick a field goal, and that will ultimately win them the game if successful. It's a good timeout by the Eagles.
Right now, it's a chip shot field goal. About a 32-yard kick.
Wouldn't be surprised if
It's an NFL extra point.
Wouldn't be surprised if WPI continues to run the ball.
2nd and 14. Shook, shotgun. Rainieri motioned. Snap. Incomplete. Intended for Josh Castro.
Pass was incomplete.
Good pass breakup there for the Eagles. If I were the Engineers, I would have just kept running the ball. They try for the pass, and unfortunately, it doesn't work out, and it stops the clock.
3rd and 14. Biggest play of the day. Right here, right now.
This could very well decide the game, Jake.
1:03 on the clock. Having a conversation between the officials at the line of scrimmage.
Please set the play clock at 25 seconds and run it on the whistle. Correction, on the snap.
So 25 seconds on the play clock. Shook, shotgun. Snap. Looking to throw. Hit as he threw, and it's incomplete.
Pass is incomplete, intended for Ty Sensis.
And Ponte coming up big. Having to guard Ty Sensis again. He wins the matchup, and now it's 4th down.
Jemai Tyson
Brings up 4th down.
was there. He hit him as he threw.
Number 19, Nathan Napier.
Nathan Napier with the game on the line.
Kick the field goal.
35-yard attempt. Five-yard attempt. Coach Clark right next to the line official. Ball snapped. Hold. Kick. Up. And good! Nathan Napier.
Field goal attempt is good from
That
Nathan
was
Napier.
clutch by Napier.
Score.
Game on the line. He puts the Engineers up by 2. And now Husson has less than a minute to take over the lead.
53.6 seconds. 2 timeouts for Nat Clark and the Eagles.
This Eagles offense, though, has all the right tools to certainly make a comeback. They have more time than they probably think. 53 seconds, anything can happen, especially with those 2 timeouts.
Absolutely. Lenz, Montgomery, back to receive. Napier to kick.
We could very well see either Lenz or Montgomery have a huge play on this return.
15-13. 53.6 seconds to go. 2 timeouts for the Eagles, 3 timeouts for the Engineers. Engineers just drilled a 35-yard field goal.
Play clock is not functioning. It will be kept on the field.
Jacob Lenz and Amari Montgomery back deep to receive.
So the play clock is going to be taken on the field. Kick is up. In play, it's got to be returned. Montgomery at the 5. Bounces out to the left. And he's going to get tackled at the 31-yard line. 46 seconds, 2 timeouts.
And that was a huge return by Montgomery. If he maybe had another, if he was maybe faster outside, we could have seen him go all the way. But it gives him good field position for the Eagles. And now they have 46 seconds to make a comeback.
46 seconds, 2 timeouts. Max Clark trying to channel his inner Tom Brady. And try and quarterback a game-winning drive. From the 31, 1st and 10. Clark, shotgun, takes the snap. Looking deep. And it's going to be complete to Crocker for a first down, 40.1 ticks to go.
Pass complete to Caden Crocker.
Great reel in by Crocker. He's keeping the drive alive, and now it's 2nd and short.
Ball snapped, thrown out to the sideline, caught. Eagles are going to have to use a timeout.
Pass complete to Brady Spider. Excuse me. To Cam Holmes.
Ball snapped. Clark throws. And it's incomplete. Engelhart was there.
Pass was incomplete, intended for Cam Holmes.
Garrett
Brings up
Engelhart
2nd down and 10.
could have sealed this game. He is not able to corral the interception, and the Eagles take a sigh of relief.
27 ticks to go. 2nd and 10 from the 45. Clark, snap, throws, complete to Lenz. Up the middle, he gets across the 50 at the 45.
Pass complete to Jacob.
Timeout taken by Coach Clark. 1st and 10 from the 44. 21.1 seconds left on the clock.
And Jake, they still have one more timeout. They still have plenty of time. They've marked a lot of the field off, and now they're in opponent territory. This one's going to come down to the wire, to the very last second.
Very last second indeed. Electric second half here at the John D. Winkin Sports Complex. Again, if you're just joining us, Jake Willett, Owen Snow on the call here for the final 21 seconds.
And Jake,
Engineers up 15-13.
don't forget, a field goal by the Eagles wins this game. They can very well get into field goal territory. And that, they have plenty of options. And here comes Max Clark and the Eagles.
Max Clark set up shotgun with Lober to his left. Drops back, throws it, complete to Cam Holmes. Helmet popped off, so Cam Holmes is going to have to come off the field for this next play. 1st and 10, 15.3 seconds from the 33.
You'll have to think they take this timeout on the next play.
You would have to think so. Ball snapped, spiked. Couple ticks of a second. Comes off the clock, 13.9 seconds. So it'll be 2nd and 10 from the 33.
It'll be a 2nd down and 10 for the Eagles.
Cam Holmes back on the field.
And one timeout left, Jake.
13.9 seconds on the clock. 3 receivers out wide to the right at the bottom of your screen. Clark, shotgun snap. It's a low snap. And a flag on the play, 7.2 seconds.
I think they might call Max Clark for intentional grounding. We'll have to see from the refs, though.
Waiting for the call on the field, 7.2 seconds to go. Intentional grounding.
Husson is elected to take a timeout before the 10-second runoff. Timeout.
Husson takes their final timeout to avoid the 10-second runoff, which would end the game.
Now no timeouts, Jake. It might just be one play. That might be all they have.
We'll see what Coach Clark draws up here in the timeout.
You're going to have to see a huge deep ball from Max Clark. He's going to have to air out that ball.
3rd and very long. Ball spotted at the 49-yard line of the Engineers.
Offense on the field. Engineers in prevent defense. 3 defensive backs hovering around the 30-yard line. 7.2 seconds. Game on the line. Ball snapped. Throwing. And incomplete. 2.4 seconds on the clock. 4th down.
Caden Crocker trying to make an insane one-handed catch on the right sideline. Isn't able to reel it in. And now, 4th down, 2 seconds. This will be the final play, Jake.
Brings up a 4th down and long.
4th and very long for the Eagles. Prevent defense for the Engineers. 15-13, 2.4 seconds left on the clock. Ball snapped. Clark's got to look end zone. He gets around, throws it deep.
Drop it down.
And that'll do it. And the Engineers come into Bangor and win a tight, close, contested defensive game, 15-13. Owen, final thoughts.
Husson put up a great effort in that second half on the offensive side of the ball. They were in a tough spot going into the half, down 12-0. They put together some good drives. Cam Holmes found the end zone twice. Unfortunately, though, WPI holds off their lead, and they win this one right here in Bangor, Maine, Jake.
Coming up for both of these teams, WPI will take on the Coast Guard back at home as they open up new MAC play, and the Eagles will be right back here at 1 o'clock to host a borderline ranked team in Endicott College. Myself, Owen Snow, will be here on the call for that one. Join us next week at 1 o'clock here on the Husson Eagles YouTube channel, the Husson Eagles Sports Network. From Jake Willett and Owen Snow and everybody up here in the booth with us, we'd like to say thank you very much for joining us this afternoon. Be a friend, tell a friend something nice. It may change their life. Goodbye.